Well, welcome to um, my guest on here and whoever joins listening after. This is a webinar all about getting to your new beginning. 2020 is just around the corner. Everyone has been talking about intentions and resolutions, and I'm here to say, like, that's fantastic and all, but is it from the soul? Is it true for yourself? Or are you trying to perfect yourself, trying to fix yourself? And we're just going to start with some centering in. So close your eyes wherever you are and start tuning into your breath. How are you naturally breathing right now? Can you slow down your breath? How does it feel to just be breathing right now? And if you're breathing into the chest area, try to go lower. Try to breathe into your stomach muscles. Imagining the flow of air traveling through your nose or mouth, down your chest, down your abdomen, and goes into your root chakra, the base of your spine, your pelvis area. And see if you can lengthen your spine. See if there's any tension in your body. And if there is, imagine the tension turning into a bubble. Imagining the bubble floating away, and you get to pop them. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So I want you to think back to just even entering this call or pressing play on the replay video. How are you feeling? And how are you feeling now? Is there any difference? We can do that little trick throughout our everyday life to bring us more joy, less stress, stay present, tuned in to ourselves. We don't give ourselves that time to just be as often as we should. And that goes into 2020. Like, how do you want to feel going into 2020? Not just what do you want to be doing, how do you want to feel? I am Amber Darwin. If I didn't introduce myself before, sorry. I help individuals go from feeling stressed and longing for more to bringing more joy and playfulness and satisfaction into their daily lives. Amber, how are we doing that today? Well, fantastic question. We are going to be diving into what's been our pain points for 2019. What has made us feel icky? We're going to tune into what has been amazing about 2019 and what we want to bring in to 2020. Is there any changes we want to make from a soulful place? So a little bit about me and my story. I grew up changing myself for everyone. And I was so sad and so dissatisfied with life because I was constantly just changing who I was, putting on a different mask for each person. And I was actually very proud of myself that I could do this. Like, I would say it was one of my favorite qualities about myself, and I didn't realize that actually that's terrible because that's why I'm feeling so sad and dissatisfied with life. I was binge eating. I didn't have any dreams of my own. I didn't have any desires of my own. I just wanted to be what everyone else wanted me to be. And I lost myself. I didn't know what college I wanted to go to. I didn't know what major I wanted to major in. I just knew it was the right thing to do. And I also numbed out a hell of a lot. There was a lot of TV. There was a lot of eating, lots and lots of eating, and just scrolling through social media, alcohol, you name it, I've done it. And it was just so I could survive life. And then I was told by a mentor of mine that I got to love and accept myself exactly as I was. I was like, you crazy. But a year later, I kept hearing those words again play out in my mind. And I was like, what if this were to be true? And guess what, guys? It is true. You get to love and accept yourself exactly where you are. And once you transition from, I need to fix myself, I need to fix my life, I need to do all of these changes, and go to this place where I love myself, what are some loving ways that I can make changes, if there are changes that need to be made? And when you get to that place, it just feels like you're freeing yourself from all the bondages that you have put yourself into. Like, literally imagine a shackle to your ankle. That shackle on your ankle that has like the ball at the end, those are all your limiting beliefs of how you need to be and what you need to be doing that are not in alignment with who you are. So we're going to be doing a couple of visualizations. And the first one is about what hasn't been feeling good. So if you're a visualizer, just close your eyes. But if you want to journal, go for it. That's where I was, and continue to do when I don't want to visualize. I journal. And I want you to go back to that slower breathing and just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And 2 more just like that, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And 1 more. I want you to reflect on this past year, 2019. What didn't you like about it? What left you feeling drained, dissatisfied, angry, sad, lifeless? What left you questioning who you are? And I want you to go back to this time last year. Like, it's 2018, December 19th. You probably have no idea where you are, but you're about to go into the new year of 2019. What expectations did you set for yourself? Did you follow through with them? And not to end on a bad note, I want you to look back on 2019 and I want you to ask yourself, what went really well for me? What did I like doing? What was I doing? How was I acting when I felt free? Who was I being? What brought me the most joy? That is how I want you to feel for 2020. And I'm sure you want that for yourself too. So keeping your eyes closed or journaling, we're going to look at what we want to do, who we want to be, what intentions we want to set for 2020. And I don't want you to just think them. I want this to come from your soul. So, in order to get to a soulful place, I like to imagine going to your favorite place on earth. Maybe it's the beach. Maybe it's the lake. Maybe it's your home or your childhood home. Maybe it's a make-believe place that's just filled with greenery and fairies and butterflies. Wherever it is, just go there. What makes you feel safe, free, and joyful? Where is that? Put yourself there. And with you, I want you to imagine the best version of yourself. The person you know you want to become. I call this your higher self, your soul. They're always with you. Yet we forget about them in our everyday life. Our to-do lists get ahead of us, our busyness, but they're always there. They're always guiding us. They're that little voice, that intuition that is there with you at all times. And now you're seeing them in front of you, or you're journaling about them right now. What do they look like? What's their energy like? What clothes are they wearing? How are they moving? Do they say anything to you? How do they interact with you? So now that we're with them, and mind you, when I was meeting my higher self, she had so much love for me that I didn't know how to receive it. So if that's where you're at, just know that that's okay. Just continue going to meet them. And if you are at a place where you can receive their love and their guidance, then this next step that we're going to be doing with them, I hope brings you just as much joy as it did me the first time I asked these set of questions. I want you to look at them in the eyes and say, why am I here? And just see what comes up. Sometimes they just give you a look and hold your hand. Sometimes they give you a short phrase. Sometimes they give you this beautiful, long monologue almost that feels right. That doesn't feel like the mind chatter of the day to day, but just this knowing, this peacefulness. And if you got an answer, I want you to go to the next question. How can I embody that for myself? And if you didn't get an answer, I want you to ask, how do I want to feel during 2020? How do they want to feel during 2020? And how do they embody that? I'm just going to give you a second to just soak that in. And if nothing comes to you, that's okay. Just stay curious. That's all you ever need to be, is curious. And I want you to look back on 2019 with the answers that you were given and just pick one moment in time that you felt like shit. And give yourself exactly what your soul said they want for you in 2020 and give it to yourself in a memory that you had. So if you need an example of this, I think back to June when I had just graduated college and I hadn't yet found a job, and I was freaking out about how I was going to pay my bills. It was terrible. It really was terrible. And if I think to what I want to feel like in 2020, I want to trust myself in 2020. So how can I trust myself in that memory, that June 2019 memory? How can I give myself that? What can you give yourself in that shitty part of 2019 that you want to give yourself in 2020? Sit with that for a moment. And if you can't come up with one, you can always come back to this video or write it down so you can come back to it later. This webinar is for you, the person who wants freedom in their life, the person who wants joy in their life. 2020 is days away, but that doesn't mean your intentions can't come with you every day, 365 days a year. I want you to now go into 2020 with this soulful information of how you want to feel, maybe some things you want to do, and who you want to become, which is your higher self, a version of your higher self. And I want you, pen to paper or on your cell phone, open your eyes from this visualization and write 3 things that you want to feel, do, and be. Whether it's at home or in your career, whether it's just a feeling you have, whether it's in your relationships with friends or your partner or health. Just pick 3 things you want to feel, do, and or be. And whatever comes to your mind, let it come through that paper and pen. Let it come onto the cell phone. Give yourself permission to just write it, say it. When I think of the 3 things in 2020 that I want to embody, I want to embody so much dance in my life. And I can do that through YouTube videos. I could sign up for some swing classes. There's many ways I can bring dance into my life, but the number one thing I want to bring into my life is dance. The second thing is community. And not only for my business, although I do want to build it, but in my friendships, in my support group, in my peers, getting to know people who believe in this magical universe, who believe great things can happen, who loves diving into soul work. Because nothing needs to be fixed or perfected. My third thing is to allow myself to just dream. Keep dreaming and taking steps towards my dream. What are your 3 things? And if you're on this chat right now, you are more than welcome to type in the chat box what your 3 things are. And if you're not on here, I would love for you to just email me what your 3 things are. Or if you're feeling stuck, let me know. So when I think of what's next, like, okay, Amber, I felt my pain of 2019. I see that I am trying to be perfect. I'm trying to fix myself. I now know what I want to be feeling and what I want to be doing. Where do I go next? And to that, I want to say, you know how my first thing I want to do for the new year is dance and bring dancing in? Ooh, I got a chat. 3 things. Hold on to that, guys. I wrote more than 3 things, but the main ones are empowered and secure, alive and playful, passionate, embodying, feminine, attracting energy. Hell yes. Love that. That is beautiful. I think empowered stands out to me, and the embodying, feminine, attracting energy and playfulness. Oh, I just love it. Thank you for sharing. And guys, if you want to share, I mean, all you have to do is email me. I would love to chat with you guys. So one of the things I want to bring into 2020 is dancing. And dancing, I grew up dancing, helped me feel alive and free. But I think one of the biggest reasons I love dancing so much was because the little T traumas or big T traumas that I was dealing with in my life, I got to literally move out of my body because I was moving the energy. So now that you have what you don't necessarily want in your life, by those pain points that we experienced in 2019, maybe pain points that you've experienced on and off throughout your entire life that just traveled into 2019, and now you have 2020. Abby wants to feel empowered and alive. I want to dance, which helps me feel free. Then we need to move that energy through our body. The things that we don't want, we need to be moving out. And the things we do want, we need to be feeling in our body. And so I suggest dancing and turning on music. I also suggest shaking your body. And moving your body can look like yoga. I consider that more of a masculine way of moving. It's very structured. You can make it freeform. So if you want to go yoga route, go yoga route. There's nothing wrong with it. I teach it. I love it. But when you dance and you shake your body, you are just allowing it to be freeform. It's just crazy. I don't know how to describe it besides the fact that you are choosing not to structure yourself. You're just allowing it to flow. And when you allow things to flow, it feels like you're free. So move your body. Now that you know what you don't want and what you do want, move your body. And say the things that you don't want. I don't want to feel chained up anymore. I don't want to not feel like my body is mine. I do want to take care of it, and I do want to dance and let it be free. And once you've done moving your body, so maybe you can't do this step yet because you haven't moved your body, which is totally fine. Pause this video or come back to it later. You can just do a little shake now. I'm doing a little shake. I want you to say this, and this will be your tester of whether or not you are truly stepping into what you want and healing the things that are causing you to stay back. Healing those pain points, healing those wounds, healing past traumas. When we don't give ourselves what we need, those are traumas because someone else either didn't give us what we needed or we didn't give ourselves what we needed. And we get to choose now, using that first step of feeling the pain and the second step of going to a memory and healing it. We get to choose to give ourselves what we needed, but now through a memory. And now by choosing differently for our future. So those are ways of healing. So now that we've done some of the healing work and we felt our pain and we feel our joy and we know what we want and we're moved it through our body so our body doesn't remember that pain, so our body remembers that joy, I want you to say this: I'm ready to let go of my past. I am ready to let go of my past. And I'm ready to start co-creating my future. I am ready to co-create my future. Now, the reason why I called this a test is because if this doesn't feel aligned with you right now, which is totally okay, awareness is the first key to anything we do, then you know you need to go back to that pain point. Give yourself what you need in the past and give yourself what you need now so you can create that future and move it through your body. If you haven't done those three things fully, then saying this, you're just slapping an affirmation onto a reality which is not yours right now. And you need to go back to that pain point and you need to go through those steps again. And if that's the case for you, if you're not there yet, I want you to pray to the universe, to your higher self, to God, whatever you believe in, your intuition. It's just you and whatever it is that resonates with you. And say, please guide me to healing my pain, to connecting me to my highest self, my truest self, my joy, so I can co-create the future that is meant to be mine. Heck, you can say that anyways, even if you haven't gotten, or if you feel like this is true. And if you are a person who feels like this is true, that's fantastic. Because that means you're taking care of yourself and you were able to really tap into this. And just because you didn't doesn't mean that you can't get there. And we're all going to feel this at some point within 2020, probably multiple times. But always come back to it. Would you feel that resistance within your own heart because you're not living in alignment with what you're meant to be doing and how you're meant to be feeling? Go to the pain, feel the pain. Give yourself what you need. Maybe it's a venting session with yourself. Maybe it's a venting session with a friend. Maybe it's action steps you need to take. Maybe it's different choices you need to make. Whether it's just you're giving yourself love and a hug. And then give yourself what you need for the future. What does that look like? Move your body. And then say, I'm ready. And if you're not ready, you have to start again. I hope this was of value to you. I hope your 2020 is beautiful and amazing and transformational and filled with just being who you're meant to be and how you're meant to be and doing what you're meant to be doing. I love you all. Bye.